Hey guys, my name is Devontae, and I sacrificed my time so you don't have to. Yo, shout out to the homie S. Dot, bro. You left me a message in regards to today's subject. And I'm not gonna lie, I seen your comment probably like 2, maybe close to 3 hours ago, and I went right back to bed because I didn't think at the time that it was a big deal. Because, I mean, things happen when it comes to posters, and, you know, why should we use that as a speculation as to whether or not a superstar is going to leave a company or not? It's what I was telling myself. I love you guys, but sometimes you bring up things that I look at and you think it's a big deal, but I don't really think it's that big of a deal. I was wrong. S. Dot, again, you're the homie because you're apparently speculating on other things that other people are speculating on. We're all speculating at the moment. So I went to go do a little bit of research, and yeah, this seems to be a little bit credible. Not saying S. Dot, but I mean like just overall this whole entire topic in regards to MJF staying with WWE or staying with AEW or going to WWE or being a Hollywood actor. Him leaving AEW in general is the general consensus. Now, do me a favor, if you didn't pay attention because apparently you don't love me, go to the poster right there. You can either go down on the link or you can just, use common sense and kind of pull your screen down a little tiny bit and you can look at my thumbnail. I know it's a beautiful thumbnail. I make the greatest thumbnails in the world, better than your mom, better than your dad, better than everybody that you ever known in your entire life. Even if they don't do YouTube, I don't give a shit. I'm better than them regardless. And look at that poster. We're going to go through this poster one by one because that's what we do with slow people in the audience. I see Edge right there on the top left corner. I see Tony. I got the Cake Storm right there in the middle. I see Christian right there on the right hand side. I see I Like Turtles right there on the left. I see Kenny, I'm straining to take a shit, Omega right there towards the right. I see Orange Cassidy right there on the bottom left. And I see John. Oh my God, why does he have that look? What the hell? Holy crap, hide your babies. Jesus Christ, look at that look in his eye. My God, what is he going to do? What are you doing, bro? What is going on underneath that logo? John Moxley, Jesus Christ. But you know what I don't see on that screen? You see right there on that post, you know what I don't see on that? I see a certain person. I don't see a certain person. A guy, sometimes he wears a yarmulke, sometimes he doesn't because he likes to pretend that whether or not he's Orthodox Jewish or not. It all depends. He has a bar mitzvah, so to say he's Orthodox Jewish. I really don't know. MJF's not on that poster. Now, any other time I probably would look at that and I would just like brush it off as to like, who cares? No one cares. Just a poster. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? But then something else caught my attention. Now, granted, the British YouTubers are like super duper, why I say credible? Not credible, but uncredible when it comes to their verified opinions because it's always bullshit. But when it comes to certain type of news topics, or at least especially when they bring up something a little bit like more, evidentiary, if you will, I like to take a look at it. So we have from Wrestle Talk, and this is coming from a tweet down below in the description box if you guys want to click on the link. This is coming from a tweet that they posted earlier on in the morning time, a couple hours ago. Actually, a couple of minutes ago at this point. No, a couple hours ago. I'm not stupid. Yeah, I am. Hashtag AEW World Champion MJF was not mentioned in the list of AEW stars advertised for All In at Wembley Stadium next year in the company's official press release. So we're not even talking about the poster anymore. We're talking about the official press release. And I quote, AEW All In will feature the biggest names of professional wrestling from a roster that includes stars such as Chris Jericho, Kenny Omega, The Young Bucks, Claudio Castagnoli, Jon Moxley, Heyman Adam Page, Adam Copeland, Saraya, Christian Cage, Adam Cole, FTR, Bryan Danielson, Chris Statlander, Orange Cassidy, Miro, Dr. Britt Baker, Hikaru Shida, Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs. I swear to God, I'm just waking up, okay? I'm not yawning at the names on this list, I promise you. I mean, maybe I am at people like Hikaru Shida, but I'm merely just yawning because I see Saraya's name. No, I'm joking. I'm just tired right now, folks. But yeah, it is pretty weird. Actually, it's a hell of a lot weird. It's a super duper weird that you'll have names like Miro, Chris Statlander, Hikaru Shida, Powerhouse Hobbs, Saraya. One may even argue Samoa Joe, but not MJF. You have Adam Cole right there, the guy who main evented with the winner of the show in MJF, but MJF is not there. Okay, so I mean, there's only. Because I was willing to just just chalk it up to, maybe that, they just want to put different people on the poster. I mean, it happens. Shit happens. Like, not everybody can be on the poster, no matter how big of a star you are. But that's a huge omission, to not just not put them on the poster, but to not even include them in the press release. That says a lot. That says a lot. Now, before we even start speculating as to what's going on with his contract, I kind of do have one more article that I would like to read for you guys, just to kind of throw a little bit of a monkey wrench into everything, because I know people are going to automatically jump to WWE, and I feel like that's a thing that most people have the right to probably guess and assume that's a strong possibility or a strong probability. I know it's for me, but just to throw a little bit of a monkey wrench into this is actually an article coming yesterday of all places, ironically enough. Here, check this out real quick. MJF may have reached the top of the mountain, god damn it, in AEW. God, wake up, Devontae. Okay, start this back over. Gotta stop going full retard. Never go full retard, folks. MJF may have reached the top of the mountain in AEW, but his fame has started to spread in Hollywood. The Hollywood Reporter released a list of the next generation of action stars, which included names like Zazie Beetz from Deadpool 2 and Bullet Train, Millie Bobby Brown from Stranger Things, and Ana de Armas for Knives Out, No Time to Die. I've never heard of any of these people or any of these shows ever in my life. I feel like I heard of Stranger Things, but outside of that, I've never heard of any of these other movies or whatever. Oh, and Deadpool also, but that's a given. The Salt of the Earth joins this prestigious list due to the work he apparently does in 824's upcoming film about the Von Erich family, the Iron Claw. MJF plays the role of Lance Von Erich. From the Hollywood Reporter, Dwayne Johnson, John Cena, and Dave Bautista have helped mark out a very well-trodden and star-studded path from wrestling ring to action film set. At 27, Friedman, better known as MJF, the All-Elite World Champion, whose seemingly naturally villainous and always entertaining ringside persona has seen him become a firm fan favorite as the so-called people scumbag, could well be the next to make the journey and will soon be seen opposite Zac Efron in A24's upcoming wrestling drama, The Iron Claw. MJF will most likely be appearing on this evening. Okay, who gives a shit? I don't care about that. But I just wanted to throw it out there because apparently there's a lot of... And this is not just the only news article. I just picked this one in particular because it looked a lot more professional than the other rinky-dink bullshit articles that I was seeing around the interwebs. But it kind of seems like even Hollywood has their eyes on MJF at the moment. At least that's what it's looking like to me. Now, whether or not MJF wants to go pursue that, that's what we're going to speculate on right now, because between Hollywood and WWE, there's a lot of endeavors that MJF could be dipping his skinny ass toes into right now that doesn't include anything regarding Tony Khan written on the contract. Now, do I believe personally that MJF, before I even talk about that, actually, let me not bury the lead really quick. Actually, I already talked about the lead. Let me not bury the mid lead, the co-lead, however you like to refer to a lead, okay? So just presuming, just using a little bit of a, connecting the dots kind of motive here right now. My brain is using its waves right now. Okay, so Tony Khan didn't sign MJF to a new contract? Is that the implication here? Is there a possibility because of money issues? Because that be the dumbest dumb shit I've ever heard, probably in recent memory when it comes to professional wrestling. I mean, retarded to the T. That's brutally retarded. Because here's my thing when it comes to MJF and why, and kudos to MJF for actually carving out a path for himself to be in this position and make more money out of the situation. God willing, I wish I was him, and I'm pretty sure 90%, maybe even 95%, 98% of the entire world wishes they were in MJF's position right now at the moment to have this much fucking leverage. You have to pay him this money, Tony. You have to, whatever he's actually looking for, because again, let's just assume right now, because you're not promoting him, he's not on the goddamn poster, you have to pay him this money. You can't let him go. This, in my opinion, letting MJF go to WWE or to do anything else, but in particular WWE, because we're talking about Hollywood right now as a possibility. I'm just throwing it out there just to kind of give you guys an alternative mindset as to where this can lead. But overall, it's probably a very, very strong chance that MJF will probably lean more towards WWE going into 2024. The whole bidding war of 2024 seems like it's not that much of a goddamn work, apparently, right? Okay. Pay the man the money that he's looking for. Pay the man the 6 figures or 7 figures. I'm pretty sure 7 figures that he's looking for at the moment. You can't afford to lose him. Simple as that. You can't afford to lose MJF. To lose MJF is not to just lose a big superstar, right? That right there is already bad in its own right. But that's not the problem of losing MJF. It's not even the problem of making it look like, oh, you know, you're bleeding talent to WWE because Cody Rhodes, then Jade Cargill. No. Excuse all that for a moment. Yeah, all those things are bad. But you're losing someone that you completely created. Homegrown talent. Like, yeah, you could say he wrestled for other places like MLW and shit like that. But all in all, this is his first time wrestling on a big market wrestling stage, right? MJF, that is. To lose someone who you cultivated and made the face of your company, essentially, to lose that homegrown talent, I think affects your spirit in some kind of way. It really does affect your image. I think it's akin personally to how Vince McMahon would have felt back in 1997 losing Bret Hart to WCW with the WWF Championship. It's not losing Bret Hart in itself, but it's losing a piece of your identity to the competition and having them mock you with it. To lose MJF to WWE is losing a piece of your identity. That dude is synonymous with your product. I'm not saying he's symbolic, but when you say AEW, you think of MJF. Like, honestly, I would definitely say that even more so than your bigger superstars like Edge or something along the lines of that. When you think AEW, you think of MJF. When you think of MJF, you think of AEW. And then just throw that away because you're not willing to pay the man the money that he's worth. Which, by the way, I will say this, at least within the grand scheme of AEW scope, yeah, MJF is probably worth that amount of money. If we're talking in the lines of actually saying he's synonymous to such a degree that you lose a part of your identity, then yeah, I think he's actually earned that money. He's put himself into a position where he's earned that 7-figure contract. Give the man the money. I don't really care too much for MJF nowadays. Not that I don't like him, but I don't care too much for him nowadays because I find his character to be super duper cool. And maybe that could be a reason as to why MJF doesn't want to sign also. So also talk about him in regards to creative. You just need to do everything that you can as a businessman, Tony, to just bog this man down. Do not let him leave. Now, granted, I really don't give a shit either way. Whether you stay with AEW or going with WWE, I really don't care either way. But just, you know, speaking from the perspective of, hey, man, if I was in your shoes, I'm just saying, you think you're being clowned right now, Tony. Just wait till MJF were to leave. And whether he goes to Hollywood or particular WWE would be a lot worse. But even if he leaves to Hollywood, the same circumstances would be exactly the same as far as his sentiments. Now, after deflecting from this all throughout the video, let's finally get to the point as to whether or not MJF should go to WWE. Fuck no, you're out of your goddamn absolute brain shit delusional ass mind. Now, you know what? I will say this. You know what? Let me take that back. I take that back because I actually forgot that Triple H is currently in charge at the moment. I do have faith in Triple H to do right by MJF because Triple H does not have the same mindset as Vince McMahon, where it's like you have to be a homegrown talent in order to get into the good graces of McMahon. You have to be a creative. You have to be of a creative. What would you say? A creation, of Vince McMahon and himself in order to get pushed. I don't see Triple H having that same mindset, and I think Triple H would do better by MJF. I think putting him as a lead for either Raw or SmackDown, especially when considering he wouldn't even be close to 30 right about now. Even if he were to leave in 2024 and go to WWE, he'd just be turning 28 at that point. He's turning 28, I think, in March, right? I mean, yeah, if you ask me, yeah, I guess now that I think about it, because Triple H is in charge, maybe it would be nice for MJF to go there, but there's still a strong sentiment in the back of my mind that still says to myself, maybe not go to WWE, even though it's a bigger brand for you, because again, you have pretty much made yourself a part of the lexicon of AEW's history. And I mean, are you really going to be making that much more money than WWE? I mean, if they offer you a bigger contract, then obviously take it. But if it's a similar contract I think it's different from a Jade Cargill's perspective going to WWE. It's like, well, I'm putting myself into a position where I can be a bigger star than I ever would have been in AEW. With Cody Rhodes, one can argue, okay, well, I put myself into a position where I really never wanted to leave WWE, but I wanted to prove myself that I could be a big star in WWE, and, well, okay. But the agenda is not the same for an MJF. You know what I mean? The agenda for MJF going to WWE would be like, well, it's just more money. Which, if that happens to be the case, then, you know, more power to you. But from a creative direction standpoint, I mean, AEW has used this man perfectly and have, well, not I want to say perfectly, but they've used him better than any other homegrown talent. Quite frankly, better than any other talent on AEW, not named CM Punk. You know what I mean? So, I would definitely say that it's kind of 60-40. I guess I'm probably leaning more towards him staying with AEW as a correct move, in my opinion, if there's not a lot of money involved in comparison to going to WWE versus just going outright to WWE. I don't know. That's just my opinion, though. But I'm going to leave it up to you guys in the comment section below. How do you guys feel about the speculation of MJF going to WWE or Hollywood? But in particular, just leaving AEW in general. Do you feel that he's going to go to Hollywood? Do you feel he's going to go to WWE? Do you feel he should stay with AEW and sign a new contract? Do you feel that Tony Khan should probably be sweetening the pot a little bit more to make it worthwhile for MJF to want to stay, whatever the case may be? And more importantly, are you shocked that MJF has not signed a new contract with AEW? The whole 2024 thing, yeah, we always kind of figure it was a work because, again, we never really thought to ourselves that you would be so goddamn stupid not to already have this man hammered down, nailed down, coffin sealed shut, buried, done. Okay, that's it. Not that kind of bury. Shut the hell up. Don't start rumors. I always assumed that was the case, but apparently it looks like I'm wrong. And that would be insane if MJF were to leave AEW, and it'd be even more insane if AEW were to let him just go crawl over the WWE, because my God almighty, that's, in my opinion, right there, that's a start of a downfall, in my opinion. But again, speculations are all speculations, and that's all we have at the moment. So as always, my name is Devontae, and I'm gonna leave it up to you guys down in the comment section below to speculate amongst each other. As always, deuces, P-eyes.